Hey there, everybody. Welcome to week 5 of the Soldew Association League. You're up against Pokemaster and their California Trailblazers. And it looks like they brought both of their Terramons, both Feraligatr and Colossal Tera. Not great to see both, but I was also very much expecting both, because one is their only Rapid Spinner. Alright. Anyways, how do we want to start this? They don't have much to really stop Iron Valiant right off the bat. So let's go ahead and do that, I think. Iron Valiant is faster than every single mon that they have, aside from the Meowscarada. And if they Scarf Meowscarada, I mean, and send it in as a lead, that I don't think that's the play that they should go for. But who knows? Otherwise, we got a whole bunch of hazard control on our team, so them keeping up any hazards, not likely. I think my biggest concern is, as always, a Como-O, because that thing is terrifying, and I'm usually not very good about dealing with it. But we'll go ahead and see how this starts. Feraligatr, the Rank Master. Well, right off the bat, we don't want that thing. But also, right off the bat, I don't think he can take us. Let's see here. Feraligatr can Tera into Water, Dark, and Electric, none of which help it particularly much against us. So I think we'll go ahead and just hit Knockoff here, and see where that gets us. No Life Orb for it, which means it loses out on damage. Okay. We'll go ahead and swap to Fortress here, because without the Life Orb, Feraligatr is not worth much. Until they decide to start setting up with it. But I don't think that's going to happen here. Flip turn, not worth much. And they'll probably go to Colossal. Yep. There's Colossal, and I believe we outspeed Colossal no matter what. So we can go ahead and Volt Switch out of this. And actually, do I have any reason to stay Steel? I do. So for the moment, we won't. Tera will just do a straight Volt Switch out. Oh, looks like they're gonna Tera. Alright. Wait, does this thing Tera Ground? It doesn't. It Tera Water, Tera Electric, or Tera Grass, and Tera Fairy. And it went straight to Fairy. Interesting. Volt Switch, critical hits. That has a lot of special defense, I'm guessing, behind it. So we'll go ahead and put Lamora in, I believe, is what we'll do here. Flamethrower. Let's see, did they bring the Steel type? I remember specifically wanting a Steel type. Wanting to poison a Steel type. It was Goodra. No, they did not. Okay. Not that it matters, so we'll go ahead and go for Toxic here. Even if this thing does have Earth Power, I don't think it has anything necessary to deal with, enough investment to KO Glamora. And I am correct. which means it probably doesn't have enough investment to deal with our Excadrill either. So we'll go ahead and Stealth Rock and let Glamora go down here. Oh, Colossal's going away. Stealth Rock's incoming. Gengar. So obviously this thing's going to want to hit us with Shadow Ball or with a taunt of some sort. So I think we're going to go ahead and use Spiky Shield here just to kind of see what it does. Lamora has protected itself. Shadow Ball. Which is not going to be enough to KO Lamora here anyways. So I think we'll go ahead and Toxic this thing as well. Oh look, it's faster. That's a lot of damage. And now we have revealed our ability to be Corrosion, now that we have Poison to Poison type. This thing is probably Specs. So we'll go ahead and Spiky Shield one more time. Get ourselves a bit more recovery here. And then I think we will swap into... yeah. They haven't predicted a switch at all here yet, so... what do I want to swap into? We can swap into Darkrai. And Darkrai outspeeds Meowscarada. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I want to see where that leads us. Even a Specs Gengar shouldn't deal more than half to us. And yeah, this thing is definitely Specs. So here's the part where... you know what? Actually, what do they have to swap in? Yeah, let's go ahead and use Nasty Plot here. Looks like they're going to try and brute force their way through most of this. I don't particularly care about that. Yep, there goes the Gengar. We go ahead and get our Nasty Plot off. And Como is coming in. Preparing for a Dark Pulse, maybe. We'll go ahead and Ice Beam, though. Unless they invest in special defense, this should still KO. This should still KO this thing. If it doesn't, well, I lived, so... alright, Como is down. Now, if they swap to Meowscarada, we know one of two things. It's either Scarf or it's got Sucker Punch. But it is taking Stealth Rocks, and we are going to take out... we're going to switch to Fortress here. They already revealed their Tera, and we Quad Resist Grass. One of this thing's main moves is Fairy. And we resist that. Next in comes Gengar, I'm guessing. Nope, it's back to Colossal. who has to take Stealth Rocks and has Toxic going on. Alright, we'll go ahead and Volt Switch here. And I think we'll go into... We'll go ahead into our Samurott. Samurott can take the Flamethrower easy enough. Its speed rose, it took away the stones. But we'll go ahead and use Ceaseless Edge here. Because in order to KO us, they have to not use Rapid Spin. And it can't afford to stay in for too much longer thanks to Toxic. So I think we can afford to drop Samurott here. Samurott's main thing was to fight Colossal anyways, even with Tera Fairy. My opponent's probably checking to make sure Samurott doesn't learn any steel or poison moves, which I don't believe it does. There's our spikes. And with Toxic going off at the end of this turn, Terra Blast! That's gonna hurt. Probably a lot. But not enough. And we can go ahead and flip turn here, I think, and call that a day. As long as we can keep our fortress healthy, we should be able to deal with Meowscarda pretty easily. Now my opponent has to choose Rapid Spin or KO Samurott. Of course, we're not actually going to give him that satisfaction there. Samurott is getting out of here. Looks like they still get to have Rapid Spin go off if that's what they went for. But we'll go ahead and put Excadrill in. Excadrill can take the Rapid Spin, doesn't care about Terra Blast too much. And down it goes. Excadrill is max attack and mostly max speed. It should still outspeed for Alligator, which I think is the next switch in here. Even if it is, Fortress just comes back in and to deal with it. Azelf. I think this is where we swap in Glamora just to see what happens here. Because I want to know if this thing's running Flamethrower. It is running Flamethrower. And it looks like it is not spec'd at the very least. So we'll go ahead and Spiky Shield this turn, get back our HP again. If it tries to U-turn on us, it's going to take that. Nope, no Psychic. And it is not choice locked, so that tells us a great deal about this thing. Let's see if we can try and force them out with Stealth Rocks. Force them out and get Stealth Rocks back up. That is my main hope here. Okay. Lamora is out, but Lamora has done its job. Meanwhile, Darkrai should be able to easily take this thing on. I'm not going to bother setting up, we're just going to hit it with a Dark Pulse. It's not faster than Darkrai, that's for sure, and we're going to find out if it's Sash or not. My opponent no longer has a switch into Dark Pulse, which is unfortunate for them. Meowscarda is their main switch in, which it can't keep affording to switching in and out. It's already taken... Has it taken in Stealth Rocks twice? And it'll take Spikes next time it comes in as well. Okay, we stayed in. And we sashed it. Sounds good. That's what I wanted to figure out. Alright. And that is where Iron Valiant comes in. So far they've only seen knockoff from this thing. But we'll go ahead and use... I think Moonblast, because Gengar is at the point where it can't take another one. And this is where my opponent will figure out that we're scarfed. Yep, Azelf's gone. So that means we gotta keep... Nope, here comes the Feraligatr, who's not going to appreciate the Spikes and the Moonblast to the face. And then next in comes... what's its name? Meowscarda. Yep. So the Meowscarda is clearly scarfed. I'm sure they've already figured out that I'm going to go straight to Fortress every time for this. So, you know what? Let's put Samurott in. Get KO'd by the U-turn, and then I get to bring something else in. This is a very bold play on my part, but I'd rather see what they're going to do here. Because they have to put a Pokemon in now. And it's going to be Azelf. And we just put Iron Valiant in again. I can keep sacking stuff at this point as long as I keep Fortress alive. Moonblast. Because Iron Valiant beats the Azelf every time. And my opponent, with locking a Pokemon like Meowscarda in, it forces it to one type of move, and a lot of its moves aren't going to work against Fortress. I can sack the Excadrill if I have to. Okay, down goes the Azelf. And then next we swap to Excadrill. Let it die. Meowscarda, the reliable partner. And I think we just put Fortress in here. Fortress can take any of this thing's attacks. Flower Trick, and that is exactly what I wanted to see. Does nothing. And that was a crit, because it always is. Now, unfortunately, Fortress actually can't do anything. So we're going to go ahead and Volt Switch out. Because they're gonna swap to the Gengar here. Yep. So we Volt Switch out, like Gengar, KO, Excadrill, or we KO Gengar, one of the two. Doesn't really matter. Because they have to lock themselves into a move that's gonna allow them to win. Which, unfortunately for them, I've got a Pokemon who's basically immune to one of them, and another one who's immune to the other, and will live it easily. So let's go for Earthquake. Shadow Ball for the win. And we lived. So at this point, we let Excadrill go down, and in all honesty, Fortress probably just takes on whatever Meowscarda is going to lock itself into. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Earthquake again. Knock off. So now it becomes Dark type. And now Fortress comes in and finishes this thing off. We survive a knockoff pretty easily, I'm sure. And we just body press. Oh yeah. Down it goes, Fortress getting a KO at the end. Nice. Fortress is a good mon at what it does, as long as you can keep it alive and know what it needs to go against. Good game to my opponents, but I was able to outlast thanks to keeping Fortress alive. And I'll see you guys next time with probably BWL playoffs match. But yeah, catch y'all later.